So, word on the street is President Biden wants to condense all three credit bureaus into one government-ran entity that houses our credit scores. Let's discuss briefly what this could mean for us all. We're back again for another week of Talk to Me Tuesday. Now, outside of these videos, I really want you to make sure that if you have any questions for me for any of the services that I provide, that you aim those at my website. And you can find me at www.archerfinancialservices.org. Again, that's www.archerfinancialservices.org. Now, to segue into what we're talking about this week, I ain't gonna hold you long because we only talking about a hypothesized entity that's gonna house all of our credit scores, and there's going to be more transparency. There's going to be more information that's readily available for people who want to build their credit or want to fix their credit and all of this good stuff, right? And it's being promised to us by the Biden administration. Now, whether this happens or not, we will have to see. Primarily because in order for this to happen, they're going to have to turn all three major credit bureaus into one. So they're going to smush everything together, right? But here's the thing with that, okay? All three credit bureaus do not carry all of the same information. Like if you read your credit report right now, there's information that Equifax is going to have. There's information that Transunion is going to have. And then there's information that Experian is going to have. For a lot of it, it's gonna be the same for all three. Well, it's gonna be similar for all three bureaus, but then you may have something that reports for TransUnion. Then you might have something that reports for Equifax, or a different combination of all of the credit bureaus, right? Okay, so that's what we're gonna have to really pay attention to. Like, how are they gonna condense all of this information if all three bureaus don't cover the same thing all of 100% of the time? Another thing, they're promising us transparency, right? So how many government-ran entities right now have complete transparency about the ins and the outs of how they operate? I don't know, a lot. I mean, they'll tell you some stuff, but it's more or less information that you really just can't do anything with. I mean, and when you listen to it and then when you think about it, you're like, if they're offering me the ability to have knowledge about how something could affect my credit, how many points I can lose, how many points I can win, gain back, like, I'm all for it. But then talking about it and executing it is going to be two different things. It's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Personally, I hope that it works out for the best for all of us, because the credit system, I can agree, it needs an overhaul. It needs something. The three bureaus right now, they're not really government entities. They're three private for-profit businesses. They get paid to house information. They're getting paid to house incorrect information. But as long as the money's still spending and salaries are being made, then, at the cost of the consumer, they can let a few things slide. Maybe your birthday's incorrect. Maybe your social's incorrect. Maybe they got you at a different address that's not listed on your license. Maybe they got your name spelled wrong. If you're a junior, maybe they got some senior stuff on there. If you're a senior, maybe they put some of your child stuff on there. It's just a lot. Okay, and like I said, as long as the bills being paid and the executives, got their pockets full and they're able to go wherever they want to go, whenever they want to go. Sorry, consumer, you're a little assed out, but hey, send us those letters, and maybe we'll think about fixing it. So, I think the idea sounds good, but I'd have to see how the execution is going to go. It's going to take them years to get that right. It's not going to be a success off the bat. There's going to be a lot of information that's probably lost in translation. There's going to be a lot of people who are left out in the cold with this whole transition if it were to happen. So we would just have to see. But I want to make sure, that if you haven't watched the news or if you haven't seen anything like this on Google or anything like that, there is an idea to condense all 3 credit bureaus into one. And it might work out for the best. Or it could be an extremely messy mess. We're going to have to see.